The third point, which alludes to the third of the 6 lights of the greatest name, the divine name of Sapient. Invite all to the way of your sustainer with wisdom. One manifestation of the divine name of Sapient, which is a greatest name, or one of the 6 lights of the greatest name, and a fine point of the above words, appeared to me in the month of Ramadan while in Eskişehir prison. This third point consists of 5 matters and forms only an allusion to it. It was written in haste and has remained in its original form. First matter. As is indicated in the 10th word, the greatest manifestation of the divine name of Sapient has made the universe like a book, in every page of which hundreds of books have been written, and in every line of which hundreds of pages have been included, and in every word of which are hundreds of lines, and in each letter of which are 100 words, and in every point of which is found a short index of the book. The book's pages and lines down to the very points show its inscriber and writer with such clarity that that book of the universe testifies to and proves the existence and unity of its scribe to a degree far greater than it shows its own existence. For if a single letter shows its own existence to the extent of a letter, it shows its scribe to the extent of a line. Yes, one page of this mighty book is the face of the earth. Books to the number of the plant and animal species are to be observed on this page in the spring, one within the other, together at the same time, without error, in the most perfect form. A single line of the page is a garden. We see that written on this line are well-composed odes to the number of flowers, trees, and animals, together, one within the other, without error. One word of the line is a tree which has opened its blossom and put forth its leaves in order to produce its fruit. This word consists of meaningful passages lauding and praising the all-glorious Sapient One to the number of orderly, well-proportioned, adorned leaves, flowers, and fruits. It is as though, like all trees, this tree is a well-composed ode singing the praises of its inscriber. It is also as if the all-glorious Sapient One wants to look with thousands of eyes on his wonderful antique works displayed in the exhibition of the earth. And it is as if the bejeweled gifts, decorations, and uniforms given to the tree by that eternal monarch have been given such adorned, well-proportioned, orderly, meaningful, and wise forms in order to present them to his view in the spring, its particular festival and parade, that each of its flowers and fruits testifies in numerous ways and with many evidences one within the other to its inscriber's existence and names. For example, in all its blossoms and fruits is a balance. The balance is within an order, and the order is within an ordering and balancing which is being constantly renewed. The ordering and balancing is within an art and adornment, and the adornments and arts are within meaningful sense and wise tastes. Thus, each flower points to the all-glorious Sapient One to the number of the tree's blossoms. And in the tree, which is a word, the point of a seed in a fruit, which is like a letter, is a small coffer containing the index and program of the whole tree, and so on. To continue the same analogy, through the manifestation of the name of Sapience and Wise, all the lines and pages of the book of the universe, and not only its lines, but all its words, letters, and points, have been made as miracles, so that if all causes were together, they could not make the like of a single point, nor could they dispute it. Yes, since each of the creational signs of this mighty Qur'an of the universe displays miracles to the number of points and letters of those signs, in no way could confused chance, blind force, aimless, anarchic, unconscious nature interfere in that wise, perspins, particular balance, and most sensitive order. If they had interfered, some traces of confusion would certainly have been apparent. whereas no disorder of any sort is to be seen anywhere. Second matter. First topic. As is explained in the 10th word, it is a fundamental rule that infinitely perfect beauty and infinitely beautiful perfection want to behold themselves and show and exhibit themselves. In consequence of this, in order to make himself and his perfections known, and to display his beauty and make himself loved, the eternal inscriber of the mighty book of the universe makes known and loved the beauty of his perfection and perfection of his beauty with the universe and all its pages, lines, and even letters and points with the innumerable tongues of all beings from the most particular to the most universal. O heedless man, come to your senses. Know just what a compounded ignorance it is, and what a loss if in the face of the sapiens and all-wise ruler of glory and beauty is making himself known to you and loved by you by means of all his creatures in this brilliant, endless fashion, you do not recognize him with belief, and you do not make yourself loved by him with your worship. The second topic of the second matter. There is no place for partnership in the dominions of the universe's all-powerful and wise maker. For the infinite, the perfect order present in everything does not accept partners. Many hands intervening in a single matter confuses it. If there are two kings in a country, two governors of a town, or two headmen in a village, disorder will occur in all their affairs. Similarly, the lowest official does not accept interference in his duties, which shows that the fundamental characteristic of rulership is independence and singleness. That is to say, order necessitates unity and rulership necessitates independence. If a temporary shadow of rulership in impotent man needy for assistance rejects interference in this way, the true, absolute rulership at the degree of demonicality of the one who possesses absolute power will certainly reject interference with all its strength. Even the tiniest interference would spoil the order. However, the universe has been created in such a way that to create a seed, the power to create a tree is necessary. And to create a tree, the power to create the universe is necessary. If any partner interfered in the universe, he would have to share in the tiniest seed. For the seed is a sample of the universe. So, then two dominicalities which cannot reside together in the vast universe would have to reside in a seed and even a minute particle. This is the most precluded and meaningless of impossibilities and false delusions. Know that unbelief and associating partners with God are an infinitely compounded contradiction, error, and falsehood, for they necessitate the impotence, even if only in a seed, of the absolutely powerful one who holds in the balance of his justice and order of his wisdom all the states and attributes of the vast universe, and know that divine unity is an infinitely compounded truth, reality, and verity, and say, all praise and thanks be to God for belief. Third matter. With his names of sapient and all-wise, the all-powerful Maker has included thousands of well-ordered worlds in this world. Within those worlds, he created man as a center and pivot who of all creatures manifests the wisdom and purposes in the universe. The most important of the instances of wisdom and beneficial things in the sphere of the universe look to man. And in the human sphere, he made sustenance a center. In the human world, most of the instances of wisdom and benefits look to sustenance and are manifest through it. The manifestation of the name of All-Wise is apparent in brilliant form in man through his intelligence and the pleasure he receives from sustenance. Each one of the hundreds of sciences discovered by human intelligence describes a manifestation of the name of sapient in a realm of creation. For example, if the science of medicine were to be asked, what is the universe? It would be bound to reply, it is an exceedingly vast, orderly, and perfect pharmacy. All remedies are prepared and stored up in it in the best way. If the science of chemistry were asked, "What is the earth?" it would reply, "It is a perfectly ordered chemist's shop." The science of engineering would reply, "It is totally faultless, perfect factory." The science of agriculture would reply, "It is an infinitely productive, regular, and well laid out field and garden which produces all kinds of seeds at the required time." The science of commerce would reply, "It is an extremely well set out exhibition, orderly market, and shops stocked with most artistic wares." The science of economics would reply, "It is an exceedingly well arranged warehouse containing every sort and kind of food." The science of dietetics would reply, "It is a dominical kitchen and cauldron of the most merciful in which are cooked most regularly hundreds of thousands of the most delicious foods." The science of soldiering would reply, "The earth is a military camp. Although there are 400,000 different nations in that army, newly taken under arms with their tents pitched on the face of the earth, they are given their rations, uniforms, weapons, training, and discharges, which are different for each nation in perfect order, with no confusion and none being forgotten, through the command, power, compassion of a single commander-in-chief. From his treasury, they are all administered in the most regular fashion." And if the science of electricity were to be asked, "What is this world?" it would certainly reply, "The roof of this magnificent palace of the universe has been adorned with innumerable orderly and balanced electric lamps, and the order and balance are so wondrous that foremost the sun and those heavenly lamps, which are 1,000 times larger than the earth, do not spoil their balance. Although they burn continuously, they do not explode or burst into flames. Their expenditure is endless, so where do their income and fuel and combustible material come from? Why are they not exhausted? Why is the balance not spoiled with their burning? A small lamp goes out if it is not tended regularly. See the wisdom and power of the all-wise One of glory, who makes the sun, which according to astronomy is 1,000,000 times larger than the earth and 1,000,000 years older, burn without coal or oil, without being extinguished. Say, all glory be to God. Say, what wonders God has willed. Blessed be God. There is no God but He, to the number of seconds of the sun's existence. Note, you can reckon just how much wood, coal, and oil would be necessary for the stove or lamp of the sun, which heats the palace of the world. According to the reckoning of astronomy, piles of wood equal to 1,000,000 earths and thousands of oceans of oil would be necessary for it to burn each day. Now think and say, glory be to God, what wonders God has willed, blessed be God, to the number of the sun's particles in the face of the majesty, wisdom, and power of the all-powerful One of glory, who makes it give light continuously without firewood or oil. This means there is a wondrous order in these heavenly lamps, and they are tended with the greatest care. It is as if the boiler of those huge, numerous fire masses, those light-shedding lamps, is a hell whose heat is never exhausted. It provides them with lightless heat. While the machinery and central factory of those electric lamps is a perpetual paradise, it provides them with light and luminosity. Through the greatest manifestation of the names of sapient and all-wise, they continue to burn in orderly fashion. And so on, through the certain testimony of hundreds of sciences like this, the universe has been adorned with innumerable instances of wisdom, purposes, and beneficial things within a faultless, perfect order. And the order and wisdom given through that wondrous, all-encompassing wisdom to the totality of the universe have been included in small measure in seeds and the tiniest living creatures. It is clear and self-evident that aims, purposes, instances of wisdom, and benefits can only be followed through choice, will, intention, and volition, not in any other way. Neither could they be the work of unconscious causes and nature which lack will, choice, and purpose, nor could they interfere in them. That is to say, it is extraordinary ignorance and foolishness not to recognize or to deny the all-wise Maker, the agents with choice, whom the universe and all its beings necessitate and demonstrate through their infinite order and the instances of wisdom they contain. Yes, if there is anything astonishing in the world, it is such denial. For the endless aspects of order and instances of wisdom in the beings in the universe testify to his existence and unity, so that even the most profoundly ignorant can understand what blindness and ignorance it is not to see or not to recognize him. I might even say that among the people of unbelief, the sophists, who are supposed to be stupid because they denied the universe's existence, are the most intelligent. For since, on accepting its existence, it was not possible not to believe in God and its creature, they started to deny the universe's existence. They denied themselves as well. Saying there is nothing, they abdicated their intelligences, and being saved from the boundless unreasonableness under the guise of reason of the other deniers, they in one sense drew close to reason. Fourth matter. As is indicated in the 10th word, for a wise maker, a most wise master builder, to follow carefully hundreds of instances of wisdom in each stone of a palace, then not to construct the palace's roof so it falls into ruin, and all the innumerable purposes and instances of wisdom are lost, is something no conscious being could accept. Similarly, it is in no way possible that having followed out of his perfect wisdom tons of benefits, aims, and purposes in a tiny seed, a possessor of absolute wisdom should go to the great expanse of the mighty tree, as tall as a mountain, so it should produce a single benefit, a single small aim, a single fruit worth virtually nothing, and so to be vastly prodigal in a way entirely opposed and contrary to his wisdom. In just the same way, the all-wise Maker attaches hundreds of instances of wisdom to each of the beings in the palace of the universe, and equips them to perform hundreds of duties, and to all trees bestows instances of wisdom to the number of its fruits, and gives duties to the number of its flowers. For him not to bring about the resurrection of the dead and the great gathering, and for all those incalculable numbers of purposes and instances of wisdom and infinite duties to be meaningless, futile, pointless, and without purpose or benefit, would impute absolute impotence to that absolutely powerful one's perfect power, just as it would impute futility and purposelessness to that absolutely wise one's perfect wisdom, and utter ugliness to the beauty of that absolutely compassionate one's mercy, and boundless tyranny to that absolutely just one's perfect justice. It would be quite simply to deny the wisdom, mercy, and justice in the universe, which may be seen by everyone. It would be an extraordinary impossibility comprising innumerable absurdities. Let the people of misguidance come and see just what a terrifying darkness, obscurity there is in their misguidance, just as there is in their graves, and how they are the nests of scorpions. They should know that belief in the hereafter is a way as beautiful and luminous as paradise, and should embrace belief. Fourth matter. This consists of two topics. First topic. Necessitated by his name of all-wise, the all-glorious Maker follows the lightest way, the shortest path, the easiest fashion, the most beneficial form, which shows that there is no wastefulness, futility, or absence of benefits in the nature of things. Wastefulness is the opposite of the name of wise, just as frugality is necessitated by it and is its fundamental principle. O prodigal, wasteful man, know that by not practicing frugality, the most basic principle in the universe, you have acted in a way entirely contrary to reality. You should understand what an essential, encompassing principle is taught by the verse. Eat and drink, but waste not in excess. Second topic. It may be said that the names of sapiens and all-wise point to and necessitate the messengership of God's noble messenger, upon whom be blessings and peace, to the degree of being self-evident. Yes, since a meaningful book requires a teacher to explain it, and an exquisite beauty requires a mirror to show itself and see itself, and a perfect work of art requires a herald to announce it, for sure, among mankind, who is addressed by the mighty book of the universe, in every letter of which are hundreds of meanings and instances of wisdom, will be a perfect guide, a sovereign teacher. For he will teach the secret, true wisdom in the book, that is, make known the existence of the wisdom and purposes in the universe, indeed, be the means of the appearance and even existence of the dominical purposes in the universe's creation, and make known and act as a mirror to the perfect art of the Creator and the beauty of His names, which He willed to display throughout the universe, showing their importance. And since the Creator wants to make Himself loved through all His beings, and to be responded to by all His intelligent creatures, one of them will respond with comprehensive worship in the name of all of them in the face of those comprehensive dominical manifestations. He will bring the land and sea to ecstasy, and with a tumultuous announcement and exaltation that will cause the heavens and earth to reverberate turn the gazes of those conscious creatures to the one who made the art, and with sacred instruction and teaching and a Qur'an of mighty stature that will draw the attention of all reasonable people, will demonstrate in the best way the divine purposes of that sapiens and all-wise maker, and who will respond most completely and perfectly to the manifestations of all his instances of wisdom and of his beauty and glory. The existence of such a being is as necessary, as essential for the universe as the existence of the sun. And the one who did this and performed those functions most perfectly was self-evidently the most noble messenger, upon whom be blessings and peace. In which case, all the wisdom in the universe necessitates the messengership of Muhammad, upon whom be blessings and peace, as the sun necessitates light, and light the day. Yes, just as through their greatest manifestation, the names of sapiens and all-wise necessitate the messengership of Muhammad, upon whom be blessings and peace, at the maximum degree, so too numerous most beautiful names like Allah, most merciful, all compassionate, loving, bestower, munificent, beauteous, and sustainer necessitate through their greatest manifestation apparent in the universe, at the maximum degree and with absolute certainty, the messengership of Muhammad, upon whom be blessings and peace. For example, the all-embracing mercy, which is the manifestation of the name of most merciful, is apparent through the being sent as a mercy to all the worlds. Almighty God making Himself known and loved, which is the manifestation of the name of loving, yields the fruit of that beloved of the sustainer of all the worlds, and finds response in Him. All instances of beauty, which are the manifestation of the name of beauties, that is, the beauty of the divine essence, the beauty of the divine names, beauty of art, and the beauty of creatures, are seen and displayed in the mirror of Muhammad, upon whom be blessings and peace. The manifestations of the splendor of dominicality and sovereignty of divinity are known, become apparent and understood, and are confirmed through the messengership of Muhammad, upon whom be blessings and peace, the herald of the dominion of dominicality. And so on, like these examples, most of the most beautiful names are shining proofs of the messengership of Muhammad, upon whom be blessings and peace. In short, since the universe exists and cannot be denied, neither can such observable truths as wisdom, grace, mercy, beauty, order, balance, and adornment, which are like the colors, embellishments, lights, rays, arts, lives, and bonds of the universe be denied. Since it is impossible to deny these attributes and acts, certainly the necessarily existent, all-wise, munificent, compassionate, beauteous, sapient, and just one also, who is the one signified by those attributes, and is the doer of those deeds, and the sun and source of those lights, can in no way be denied. And certainly the messengership of Muhammad, upon whom be blessings and peace, who is the supreme guide, most perfect teacher, preeminent herald, solver of the talisman of the universe, mirror of the eternally besought one, beloved of the most merciful, and the means of those attributes and acts being known, indeed of their perfection, and even of their being realized, can in no way be denied. His messengership in the universe's most brilliant light, like the lights of the worlds of reality and of the reality of the universe. Blessings and peace be upon him to the number of seconds of the days and of the particles of creatures. Glory be unto you. We have no knowledge save that which you have taught us. Indeed, you are all-knowing, all-wise.